absolute privilege to bring to the Nightmare Weekend stage the one and only Chris Kattan, everybody! Yes. The big comfy couch.
Here in the middle of the couch?
Wherever you like.
Okay. Or should I sit here?
Yep, there you go. That works too.
Which water should I choose?
Oh, so many
Does it
options.
matter?
So many options.
All right, I'll stay with the cold one. Hi, everybody. Hi.
How are you? How's your weekend been so far?
It's been fun. It's been great to see everybody so happy, and people are so excited to be here, and so many options and so many people. It's just always It's always great fun to be part of these things. It's always so much fun.
What's your favorite thing about going to a convention?
I guess the characters, the people that dress up as characters, and the people themselves as characters. There could be some really oddball people. Just what they do to dress up their children. They dress up their parents. How they dress up is really funny. And I just like the spirit of it all and how they all get into it. It's really a great release for them.
It's so people are so creative. So okay, let's say that you were going to a convention and you got the chance to dress up. What would you wear to a Comic-Con?
I don't know. Someone dead?
Someone dead. Well, you're in the right place. Nightmare Weekend.
Yeah, I guess so. Someone dead. Maybe someone who drowned. So I'd keep them guessing. They'd wonder how I died, and I just say I drowned. No specific way. Yeah, drowned doesn't really look like you did anything. You just look wet.
Right.
I'd just be wet.
That sounds so refreshing, you know?
Yeah, thanks.
What were some of your fandoms growing up?
My fans?
Your fandoms. Like, what were you into? Did you like comic books, movies?
I was a Star Wars freak. I liked Star Wars, and I liked The Lord of the Rings, and I kind of liked the Harry Potters. I kind of liked Star Trek a little bit, but I was more of a Star Wars freak, really. But I liked horror. I liked horror films if they were good, like The Omen or The Exorcist. They had to be really, really good to be really one of my favorites. That makes sense. They had to be really scary. For sure, that makes sense. And I think Exorcist and Omen are two of the scariest movies of all time.
I feel like The Exorcist is consistently on the list of being the #1 scariest movie, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And that song, so good too, the theme song.
The song. Oh yeah, no. And Halloween too. Well, the first one, I mean.
Yeah.
Halloween as well. Yeah.
That's awesome. So if it's okay that I ask, because obviously you were part of SNL and you have so many iconic characters.
Yeah.
And I feel like since we're here at Nightmare Weekend, I would be I have to mention Goth Talk because that's one of my favorite characters that you played.
Oh, you like Goth Talk?
Azrael Abyss is my
Azrael
spirit
Abyss.
animal.
Does anyone remember Azrael Abyss? You do? I'm Azrael Abyss. I'm the Prince of Sorrow. My name's not Todd, it's Azrael Abyss. And I work at Cinnabons.
How did that whole character come to be?
I thought there was room. No one ever parodied a Gothic character on SNL. And I went to Molly Shannon, and I said, do you want to do a Gothic character? I have an idea for Gothic characters. And we developed a talk show named Goth Talk, kind of like Wayne's World was Wayne's World, and that was an underground thing. And the parents were upstairs, and the kids had a public access channel. So it's kind of like that. But no one ever parodied goth. I thought there was room for that. No one ever did that on SNL before. So, and one of the writers. His name's Dennis McNichols. He's one of the head writers of Weekend Update right now. He was a goth kid growing up, and he grew up in Orlando, Florida, where there was a lot of gothic kids, and he was a goth kid himself. So he volunteered to be a writer. So he helped write. So that was a good source of real gothic elements and what made a gothic character. So he was smart about that. So it was good to have him to utilize as a writer.
That's great. Yeah, you just did it so well, and I loved the episode where I think it was they were doing a mock funeral, but your picture was like your high school picture as Todd with the braces.
As
So
Todd
fun.
with braces, because that was my real character. I was really a geek with braces, but I really was a gothic character that didn't want to be found out as a real person.
So it's been, what, 50 years of SNL now?
I mean, 50th anniversary. We just had the 50. Anybody watch the SNL 50th? Yeah, so we had the 50th anniversary, so that was fun.
It's insane.
That was amazing to see everybody back. Yeah, everyone was there. I mean, you name it, from Jack Nicholson to... It was incredible. Just the amount of people that were there and the amount of talent was insane.
Yeah.
Anyone you could name was there.
Yeah, they did an excellent job.
They did.
Was that something that, as an actor and comedian, is that like the ultimate thing that you aspired for? Like you just wanted to be on SNL?
Yeah, that was that was probably my biggest goal in life. You know, I started when I was 19. I joined the Groundlings, just like Cassandra Peterson. Yeah. She was in the Groundlings. And Paul Rubens, who did Pee Wee Herman, he was in the Groundlings. So I got to watch them when they were adults and I was a child perform as those characters. And my dad was the Groundling too. So he was in this improv comedy group called the Groundlings, and I go every weekend and watch him perform. And that really gave me the impulse to want to be one of the Groundlings eventually. And I didn't know how much it would catapult people onto Saturday Night Live. You know, at the time, they didn't want people from Saturday Night Live. They thought it was too head-wiggy. They thought it was like a bunch of wigs and makeup and silly non-personalities. But that changed when they came down and they saw Will and Sherry and Jennifer Coolidge, and I auditioned. And they didn't pick Jennifer Coolidge, believe it or not. And now look at her.
I know, right? It's so wild. That's so wild. Were there any characters that you were workshopping as being part of the Groundlings that ultimately made their way on SNL?
Well, Mr. Peepers was the character I did. Mr. Peepers was the half man, half monkey, and he ate an apple, and then he dry humped someone's face. Basically, that was the joke.
The best.
But it caught on SNL. Some people loved doing it for some reason, some sick reason. People enjoyed it.
And you got to do what with The Rock? Was he
Got
Mr.
to do it with The
Peepers?
Rock. He played Papa Peepers.
I mean, what's that like spitting an apple in The Rock's face?
I think he liked it.
He looked like he did.
Yeah, he just spit it right back. And Charlize Theron would I'd shove a banana down her throat. That was erotic.
Hot, so hot.
Yeah, it was very hot.
Was there anything that you had to do? Like, was there a headspace you had to be in to not just constantly break? Because, I don't know how you guys did it.
Well, that was. I mean, doing Mr. Peepers, you can't break. I mean, you're just locked in doing this crazy character that is just an animal. You're basically doing an animal. And you can't break character. Unlike Cowbell or something like that. Right. Everybody loves the Cowbell, but we all broke character in Cowbell. But that was easy to break character because we all laughed at that one. But with Mr. Peepers, you can't break character.
I mean,
that you have to take seriously.
What about Mango?
Mango, thank you. Oh, it's the Mango fans. Mango I developed in on Saturday Night Live. I never did that on in the Groundlings. I created that on Saturday Night Live, and I first did it with Garth Brooks, and he really loved it. He started doing rock. I don't know if anybody remembers Garth Brooks, but he did concerts, rock concerts, and people would throw mangoes at him on stage because it was so popular.
It's such a hard fruit.
I know. It is a hard fruit to be hit by.
Yeah.
It's a thick fruit. It's a big seed. Yeah, it is. I know. But that, nonetheless. But that's what started it. And then other guests came on, and then the most popular one was the one with J-Lo. So it was Mango versus J-Lo, and they're both divas, and they're both Mango versus J-Lo, and so they're competing for the Diva Award. And who won? I don't know who won. I think neither of them won. I don't know which one won.
I mean, in our hearts, I think it's Mango.
Yeah, I guess in our hearts. It would be Mango, wouldn't it? Is that the thing? The thing without a head.
He has the head.
Oh, he has the head.
Yeah. It's an illusion. It's an illusion.
I see. It's an illusion. The thing has a beard.
Okay, so did you like read comic books or anything? Obviously, you know the thing.
I read comic books. I loved Spider-Man. Spider-Man was my favorite comic book. I loved Superman when I was younger, and Batman. Pretty the basic ones. I loved also some alternative ones like ElfQuest. Does anybody remember ElfQuest? Yeah, I liked ElfQuest a lot.
Yeah. Big ElfQuest crowd. We will live vicariously through you. Okay, so if you could have a superpower,
yeah,
which power would you like?
Oh, the power to make people happy, I guess.
That's so selfless. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I guess that would be.
Oh my God.
That'd be happy. So I'm close to that in a way. I make people laugh, so that's close to it.
That is very beautiful.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay,
I've
good.
never heard that one before. It's usually like, oh yeah, it's good.
Thank you.
Very good. Very, very good. Okay, so I wanted to ask also, kind of to pivot a little bit away from being behind a camera, about being on stage. And I know you did a live production. Was it at Sondheim?
Yeah, I did. I did a musical on Broadway. Well, it was off Broadway. It was at Lincoln. It's at Lincoln Terrace. Lincoln Terrace? No, London Terrace. What is it? What the hell was it?
A Terrace.
A Terrace. No, it was the. It was off Broadway, but it was on Broadway. I don't know why they call it off Broadway, but it was on Broadway. But it was in New York City, at Lincoln Center, at the Lincoln Center.
Perfect.
And it was called Frogs, and it was written by Stephen Sondheim and directed by Susan Stroman, who did the producers, and she did A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, and it was Nathan Lane and I were the stars. And so I got to work with Stephen Sondheim, which was pretty amazing. And he wrote original music for this musical called Frogs. And that was really that was a real pleasure to do that.
Sondheim is so so special in the way that he does his wording and the music.
Yeah, he did West Side Story, for those who don't know.
Into the Woods, right?
Into the Woods as well. He did a lot of opera. Sweeney Todd.
What was it like working with Nathan Lane?
Oh, he was great. He was great to work with. He was very in the closet, I would say.
Okay.
He was very cool to work with, a real pro. He taught me a lot about how to project your voice when you're on a stage so they can hear you in the upper levels without using a microphone. There's a lot of actors use microphones and headsets and headpieces, but he taught me how to do it from your chest and really speak loud, but it looks like you're speaking softly.
Wow, that's amazing. So is this something would you like to do another musical, another theater production? Is that something that
I would love to do that, especially on Broadway. It'd be a pleasure.
Yeah, it'd be so
Yeah, it'd be great. It's a whole different world. It's really esteemed and self-deprecating, and it's an honor. It's an honor to be part of that world. It takes real acting chops and to learn lines for a stage play is really difficult because they could change something like an hour and a half into the play for the next day, and you have to remember that while you're on stage for an hour and a half that you have a line coming up that's been changed, and you don't have time to go look at your script or anything. And it just was changed the night prior to that.
And there's no one holding up big cue cards.
No, there's no cue cards, no anything. It's just in your head.
But wouldn't that be so nice?
Yeah, to have a memory like that again. I don't know what happens.
I know.
I guess age.
Yeah, well. So if it's okay with you,
Yeah.
we do have a microphone, and it looks like the thing is going to be
The
our first.
thing has a question. The thing without the thing.
Yeah. Hey, thing. What's your question?
Comedians have to be on like the bleeding edge to be really good, but there's topics that are constantly going to be dated nearly as like soon as they're put out there. So you were in Undercover Brother, which was a racial humor movie.
Yeah.
And like you're knowing that you're getting into a topic that isn't going to age well because it never does, except for like very few times, like maybe Undercover Brother, or maybe like Blazing Saddles, these like few points.
Right.
Like as a comedian, how do you know that your material is where you want it to be, not only in the moment, but not to catch up with you and later on?
You mean catch up with you being not appropriate?
That too.
That too. You just have to trust. Well, when you have a read through. Luckily, you have a read through for every movie. You do. So you have a read through, so you get to do it amongst your fellow actors. So you get a feel for it with the director and the writer and the producers and the studio execs and the actors. So if they're not going to laugh, or they're going to warn you, or they're going to cut it, that's going to give you a good sign that it's probably not appropriate. But they gave me freedom to write and rewrite, what I wanted to write. So that gave me a good clue that what I was thinking and the direction I was doing with Mr. Feather was the character was a good idea. Is that it? Okay.
Thank you, Thing.
You want another question, Thing?
All right. Hey.
He didn't even say thank you. He didn't even say thank you.
On behalf of the Thing.
He just left.
Thank you. Hey, what's your name, my friend?
I'm not going to bother adjusting the microphone. I don't want to break it.
Don't adjust that microphone.
If you there's a squeeze thing on it. If you squeeze it, it'll go up. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There we
We're
go.
learning. What's
Or
your
it'll go all the way up.
So one of the things I find about the Groundlings, and maybe you agree, maybe you don't, is a lot of the material has trouble transferring away from the stage into something like, either TV or something, a taped special like Cheeseball.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of method you had or thing you kept in mind? Like you mentioned Mr. Peepers, a character you took from Groundlings, from your work in Groundlings over to SNL. Is there any sort of way, thing you kept in mind to transfer your material from the Groundlings over to SNL?
Anything I kept in mind?
Yeah, special considerations.
Well, I knew that physical comedy really translated well, whether it was on stage or on camera. And that goes for Mr. Peepers, and that goes for the Roxbury guys, because we did the Roxbury guys in the Groundlings, and that was a big hit there, too. And I just realized that physical comedy is rare on its own. It's just not a common source of comedy. It's not that common. Chris Farley could do it, Martin Short, and, a few people could do it, Steve Martin, but not everybody could do it. And those who could do it, whether it was on stage or on camera or on television, it's still translated just the same, just as powerful as it did as when you first did it on stage. So that's what I discovered with physical comedy, and that is when you trust a good idea, it usually worked.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. He thanked me, unlike the Thing.
Maybe he's a character. I don't know.
I'm joking. I'm teasing the Thing.
What's your name?
My name's Carrie.
Hi, Carrie.
Hi, I have two questions. First of all, I know the crowd's really in love with Mango. What's your personal favorite character?
Is it? Is that everybody's personal favorite, Mango?
I'm in Azrael, yeah.
Oh, Azrael Abyss. I think, I think Mango, because Mango was complex. Mango was, you didn't know if he was gay or if he was straight or what his problem was. He was really selfish. He's a really selfish character. And he just loved to tease people. And he was just really selfish. And it's fun to play very selfish and cocky and get away with it and piss people off. He was like an annoying little runt. And it was fun to play that character. Plus, it was fun when a character becomes popular, becomes reoccurring. So that makes it easier for a writer to write the character again in different scenarios. Like I did Mango maybe 12 times on my time on SNL. So that made it easier for me to write different characters, to repeat it again and again. Find different fruition, different scenarios for the character. So I think Mango was a favorite for me.
Okay. And my second question is, sorry, I have a daughter going into theater and acting. Do you have any advice for anyone taking that road?
Well, what kind of acting does she want to do?
What kind of acting? She really loves musicals.
Oh, musicals?
Yeah.
Well, have her. I would say to study her favorite musicals, like know what works and what doesn't work, and what still works. So she knows that there's a world out there, that there is possibilities for her dream to come alive. Like if she likes Rodgers and Hammerstein musicals, or Stephen Sondheim, or Stephen Sondheim. Like there is a world for that. So just make sure that it is a realistic dream that can happen, so it's not so difficult for her.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And to train her voice, make sure she knows how to sing.
Usually important. Hey.
Oh, hello, my name is Spencer.
Hi, Spencer.
Hello. I just wanted to ask you about the movie Monkey Bone.
Yeah?
Because your performance in that movie is one of the most incredible performances I've ever seen in any movie.
Oh, thank you.
I feel like the acting is great, but also the physical comedy is some of the best I've ever seen. So I was just curious about, like, when you got that role, how did you prepare for it? And also, did you make some of the choices, like some of the character choices? There's a part where I guess you have Brendan Fraser's soul in your body, right? You're a dead gymnast, and you end up like taping like a T-square to your head.
Yeah.
And I always wondered, like, some of the things that you do in the movie are so funny and so believable. Like if somebody was in the, if their soul was transferred into a dead body, like how they would behave. And I just wanted to know how you prepared for that role and what some of your...
Well, there was the belief of really believing that I'm soulless and that I have no inside of a body, that I am a dead body, and I'm a lifeless dead body. And if I were to be possessed, that what would I do with this body, with these limbs, with these hands, with this neck, with these eyeballs, with this tongue? If it was operated by something else, almost like in these horror movies. It's like being possessed. Yeah. I imagine that, and Brendan Fraser also. He and I, we have similarities. He and I, for some reason, there's something similar about him and I as actors. I don't know why. Maybe it's in the eyes, but yeah, that was a very physical role, and that's one of my favorite roles I ever did was Monkey Bone. Yeah. And it was directed by, people don't know, but it was directed by
Henry Selick.
Henry Selick, who did Nightmare Before Christmas and James and the Giant Peach. And produced by Chris Columbus, who did the Harry Potter movies.
That's right.
And Home Alone. But not too many people know that it was heavily produced. But thank you for enjoying that character.
Of course. Can I ask you one more thing about that movie?
Sure.
So there's a line, it's my favorite line in the movie, when you hand a ring to Bridget Fonda's character.
Yeah.
And you start making a weird noise. And then she asked what's wrong with you, and you said that you're also crying, but you're all dried up.
Yeah.
And I was curious if you just made that line up or if it was in the script.
No, that was actually in the script, but they loved that scene.
You did it so well. It's perfect.
I said, I'm crying, but I'm all dried up.
Yeah, perfect.
Because no tears were coming out.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
That works too.
Oh, here, look at this.
Hey.
Two- Hi.
Chrissy,
Hi.
what's your favorite fruit?
My favorite fruit? Well, the mango, of course.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Wait, what's your favorite?
What's your favorite fruit? Yeah.
Avocado.
It's
a good fruit.
That is the fruit. It has a seed in it. You're right.
Great choice.
I'm not going to say thank you. I'm going to say I love you.
Oh, that's sweet.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so I was actually gonna ask the same
Get her out of here.
question,
Who was that woman?
and that was the correct answer.
Mm.
Mango.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what's your favorite vegetable?
Oh,
The important question.
celery.
That's kind of strange.
Celery's
I'm a
good
big
one.
fan of celery
My
sticks.
favorite vegetable is all the green ones.
All of the green ones.
All the green ones. Oh, I guess you might be right.
Yeah, that's
I like, you know what? No, really what I like is kale. That is my favorite vegetable.
The correct answer is artichoke.
wow.
Wait, what do you mean? No, my favorite.
I know, but it's like the best.
Oh,
Artichokes are
what
the
is the best? The best
It's an
vegetable.
artichoke.
Okay, is artichoke
Yeah, what's your favorite color, by the way?
green?
Okay.
Where are you guys going? Some people are leaving.
They don't like artichokes. That's all right. It's fine.
So,
Team
favorite
celery.
color
team
is like the boogie monster.
The boogie
I
monster.
love it. All right, it's clobbering time. Let's hear it.
I promise you no food-related questions.
Oh, no food-related questions, please. No more. Getting indigestion.
Actually, it's one of my favorite SNL skits of all time was the night at the Roxbury with Jim Carrey, where you guys were partying
Yeah.
with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
And I could watch that like every day. That is so funny and
Sure.
everything. And I just want to know, like, what was the process? Like, how did y'all get along? Was it easy to do? Were there hang-ups? Like, what was that?
Yeah, it was. That was a blast. That was the best Roxbury sketch we ever did because, I mean, it's Jim Carrey. His head went when we were bopping our heads. His head was here and it went over here. You know, it was so hard to keep up with him. But he taught us how to stretch that physical being. You know, because it is again another physical character. He taught us how far you could push that character. He pushed it to the limit. He pushed it as far as you can, you know. And so bless him for that, because without him, he wouldn't have made those Roxbury guys, as far as I know. He was the first time we ever did it with 3 guys too. We used to do it with 2 people, just Will and I, and then a writer, Fred Wolf, said, "Why don't you add a 3rd guy?" When Jim Carrey was hosting, and then Jim Carrey came on. And he just pushed him to the limit. And it just became, you know, and then literally a few weeks later, Paramount Pictures called and said, "Do you want to do a Roxbury movie?" And we never even spoke. So it's just amazing how quickly things happen, you know, when energy like that happens.
Iconic sketch, by the way. Iconic.
Yeah,
Great.
thank you.
I mean, it's crazy because, like, think about it. Every time probably any of us hear that song, we're bobbing our head.
yeah,
right?
and it
Like,
still
that's
is happening. It still happens.
Every time.
yeah,
That's
What is Love is still an anthem.
Yeah, we'll have to play it at the end of the panel. Sound guys. Hey,
Hi, my name is
Oh,
Joe.
get him out of here.
Chris, I'm a big fan, and I love the way you talk. Do you have a podcast?
I do. It's called Idiotically Speaking with Chris Kattan. This is my friend Joe. He was part of the podcast.
Yes, and we're here all weekend with Chris to ask questions. It's part of the podcast. Yes, I did video bomb this interview. Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you, Joey.
And we'll see you around.
His name's not Joey, it's Joey the Tuna.
I know, it's Joey the Tuna.
My name is Joey the Tuna.
Actually, it's Jim Belushi, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, John.
Joey the Tuna. That's a fun one.
That's his nickname, Joey the Tuna. Yeah, I don't know why. I still don't. Oh, we're back.
Yeah, it's Brian again. I'm gonna make this quick for everyone else.
That's okay.
So a lot of your characters tend to be either contentious or put a lot onto the person you're playing opposite to.
Yeah.
Was there ever any maybe a host that just wasn't game for it, or was everyone ready and they know what they signed up for?
Well, I think, there was a monologue with Sting, and Sting was the host, and I did a Mr. Peepers with him, and he wasn't up for being dry humped. And he showed it. He showed it in the sketch. If you watch the monologue, he's just not really into it at all. But he played it well. He played like, I didn't want to be dry humped by this Mr. Peepers. So he played it beautifully.
All right, thank you again.
Yeah, you're welcome. Now get out of here.
Hey, Chris. Casey here. Nice to meet
Hi,
you.
Casey.
Thank you for all of your work. I'm surprised Sting didn't want to be dry humped. That
Yeah, I
seems
know,
like
right?
Totally up his
What
alley.
a surprise.
Anyways, so my question is, you were arguably the best part of the remake of House on Haunted Hill. How?
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm surprised nobody brought it up. But that said, how much of that ending was some bullshit with you coming back as a fucking ghost?
Oh, we were talking about that before. Well,
I missed it.
There
Sorry.
was no, not here. In an earlier conversation yesterday, actually. But I came back as a ghost because they had a test screening. You know how they have test screenings? But the audience missed the fact that I died. And they wanted me to come back. So they decided that I came back as a ghost and save everybody. So that was not the best idea, but it was based on a test screening.
Well, we all need more Chris Kattan in our lives, so I'm glad they brought you back, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I remember him.
Yeah, I remember you. Hey, everybody, I'm Brad. Nice to meet you again, Chris. Nice to talk to you again. One thing I forgot to ask you, though, another line about Roxbury. So many spontaneous, unscripted moments. I guarantee. I just don't only imagine.
Yeah.
But one of your lines you said with you and Steve Butabi, I think you're doing the pager and you're just doing the pound sign like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, Bill Nye the Science Guy, and just so many unscripted moments. What was one of your top unscripted moments from that movie?
It was a dance that we did with our hands.
The
The hand dance to the song Pop, Pop, Pop Music. Pop, Pop, Pop Music. Talk about pop music. It was the hand dance we did in the car.
Oh my
because I had this idea for doing a hand dance.
Yeah.
And Will catches on immediately. He's one of those performers that catches on immediately.
Yeah.
He didn't create it with me, but I created it.
You did that.
But he knew exactly what I knew what to do.
That's
So it was like this hand dance with pop, and it had to be pop music.
Yeah, yeah.
It had to be What Is Love, and it had to be pop music, and those are two very important songs for me
Wow, that is
to be used in that movie.
I love
So,
it.
yeah.
Thank you. That was awesome. And then Lachlan too. He's like triceps, like that part. That's, everything. Every scene that you two are in were awesome. That's awesome for sure.
Oh, thanks,
Yes,
buddy.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks, pal. Oh.
Welcome back.
I have quite a few
The
questions.
57-year-old is back.
Who's your favorite monster?
Well, my favorite monster. I
You know the right answer.
guess it would be Dracula, because I do like the vampires. I like Nosferatu. Oh, the Thing. He feels bad because I didn't say the Thing. Wait, the Thing isn't a bad guy. He's a superhero. Don't go. I would say the vampire genre. I like Vampire Lestat Interview with the Vampire. I like
Yeah.
Dracula. I like Nosferatu. I thought they all worked, and they're all vampires, so I would say Dracula.
Okay, and also, I think we all know the answer to this. In our house, who's your favorite dog?
Your favorite dog?
It's
This is
definitely
my
not
this is
Rudy.
my this is my soon-to-be a stepdaughter, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
And I know it's definitely. I know it's definitely not Rudy.
It's not. It's probably this dog named Max,
Yeah.
because we have another dog named Rudy that's not well tamed, and he has a little bit of an attitude problem. He's kind of jealous. I don't know if you guys have seen the show The Righteous Brothers or Righteous Gemstones. You know the character of Dr. Watson, the monkey? He's kind of like that. He's really competitive. He's mean to the wife. And so that dog is like mean to me. He's competitive with my own fiance.
And
But Max would be the answer.
yeah, I'm not surprised. What was I gonna say? Never mind. Take it to little one.
We got to never mind.
It's like a spelling bee.
This is so serious. My goodness.
I'm mad at you.
Oh, you're mad at me.
Rudy's way, way better.
Rudy's way better? The other dog? It's my other stepdaughter.
Way better.
Way better? You think so? Well, we'll see about that.
Okay. And what's your favorite movie that you were in?
Oh, I would say Monkey Bone, probably.
It's a really good movie.
Thank you for that question.
These are great questions. Now I want to know more about Max and Rudy. I feel like we have to.
Max and Rudy, the
Max
dogs.
and Rudy seem very popular. Do you have one more?
FYI, Max is way better.
Wait. Okay, we got one team Max, one team Rudy. We're all very neutral, Chris. We love them both.
Yeah, Max, Team Rudy, Team Max. It's so convoluted.
I know.
Yeah.
So we only have a couple minutes left. So before
Okay.
we do wrap it up, so let's say any of your characters from SNL, which of those characters do you think would survive the longest in a horror movie?
Oh, I guess Mr. Peepers. No, wait. No, probably Mr. Peepers, because people would be scared by Mr. Peepers. Because Mr. Peepers is almost like a monster, in a way. It's a creature. So I would say most likely Mr. Peepers.
This is the film I want to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Peepers versus, you mentioned Dracula.
Yeah. Mr. Peepers and Dracula?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Well, Dracula wouldn't have time to go catch Mr. Peepers.
He'd be so
Mr. Peepers would be trying to hump Dracula. And Dracula would try to bite him at the same time.
I'm seeing the vision, Chris.
I know the vision. Yeah, I see it well. I see it every night.
So before we do wrap it up, we're actually going to take a big group picture, if that's okay with you.
A group picture?
Yeah, we're going to take a picture. But
Of everybody in the stadium?
Yes, everybody here.
Okay.
But before we do, is there any thoughts you want to leave us with here this
No,
weekend?
I just want to say thank you so much for coming and being fans of mine. I'm so grateful for you guys, and that makes me feel so happy that you guys are so interested in my life and my choices in life creatively and all that. That makes me feel very good.